Constructing your life is about much more than just building a bank account. Each week, join real estate entrepreneur and mindset coach Austin Linney as he interviews guests who are constructing their dream lives and impacting the world around them on a daily basis. If you're an entrepreneur or wanting to start a business, or you just want to hear motivating stories of how others have overcome the odds, you are in the right place. And now for your host, Austin Linney.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Construct Your Life. This is Austin Linney here. I have the honor of having Mr. Trip Morris here. How are you doing, my brother?
Doing well. Happy to be here.
So I have had the pleasure of watching this young man grow up in front of my eyes. I knew him when he was up to a knee cap, as they say there in Texas. But why don't you tell the audience what you currently do, and then we'll get into your story and kind of go from there.
Yeah, so I'm a college golfer. I just transferred to the University of Houston to finish my college career. I'm a sophomore here, and I was last at Long Beach State for my freshman year of college golf.
And ultimately, when did you pick up a golf club?
Oh, man, I mean, my parents had me playing golf whenever I was out of the womb. So
yeah. Because your parents, my aunt, are big golfers. So, you had the luxury of being, what do they say? 10,000 hours. I think you probably put in north of 40,000 hours at this point. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I play a good bit of golf.
Yeah. And the reason I wanted to bring you on is because the podcast is called Construct Your Life. And, we haven't had a lot of athletes on here, especially in the younger generation, but a lot of the guys that listen to my podcast are younger and they're looking for that competitive advantage. And I've watched your Instagram and I see you quote some stuff. And, I would imagine, your dad being a high powered attorney, that he has a way that he does business and just kind of that competitive mindset that's been, cultivated over the years. And, golf is an interesting thing because you're out there by yourself. And so it's a lot different than a team sport. And then plus, you could mess up on hole 2 and you still have, another 16 holes to play. So I would imagine that over time, you've kind of cultivated a mindset around your strategy to go out and dominate, a day in and day out. Right.
Yeah. I mean, from a young age, my dad's always told me nothing's going to be handed to you, especially whenever you're playing a sport like golf. It's probably the most humbling game you can play. You can go out and, you birdie the first hole and you get to the second hole and you somehow hit it out of bounds and you make a double and you're sitting right there and you're feeling it. So just knowing that you have to play, like you said, those next 16 holes, you kind of got to have the mindset to say, hey, we're not going to quit out here. We're not going to be, somewhat of a sore loser. I mean, each hole is like another game. You play each hole as if it's you play each shot as a new shot. You're not going to play, you don't play a whole round as a whole round. You play it as each shot is a separate shot and you worry about shot at hand. And so just kind of being able to put your focus into each and every shot on its own and not bring anything from the last shot, the last hole, the last 9 holes, whatever it is, into that shot and just be able to focus on one thing at a time is really the key.
See, this is why I wanted to have this conversation, because that can be quantifiable in life too. Because ultimately, when people are trying to change around their life, or they're trying to get healthy, or they're trying to do all these things, we worry so much. The big saying is, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? So ultimately, each day, whether or not you followed through on what you needed to do, you have to show up to the next day as if it's a brand new day. And I would imagine there's a lot of times where your golf game, or, they had this thing in life where flow state. I would imagine sometimes your golf game doesn't feel like it's in flow. What are the techniques? What are the tricks that you have done to try to slide it back in that state where you're feeling comfortable?
Yeah, my coach, Rick Sessinghouse, and I, we've worked a lot and we've actually talked a lot about flow state. And through golf, there's such a fine line between flow state and being in flow and being out of flow. And so, whenever you feel like you're out of flow, or whenever I do at least, I kind of just take a minute to myself and I breathe. We have some breathing techniques that we kind of revert back to and just try to focus a little bit more on the shot at hand or task at hand, and just quiet my mind. There's one thing that a sports psychologist told me once. It sounds cliche, but go to your happy place. You got to have those. You got to have those little triggers that'll kind of pump you back into the moment. For golf, whenever I'm walking down the fairway, I personally don't even try to think about golf while I'm walking down the fairway. I try to make my mind wander. Hey, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? Hey, what's going on next week? I was in a tournament 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, man, wonder what I'm going to get for Christmas. Just trying to take myself out of the moment, so then whenever I get into that moment, I jump right back into flow, because therefore it's just a flowing thought instead of constantly sitting there thinking over the shot, thinking over, oh my gosh, what if I do this? What if I do that? What if I do this? Thinking about all the negatives that could happen. So almost just distracting myself is the way that it works for me.
Dude, this is so funny. So I coach people for a living, and I had one of my clients put a quarter in his right pocket for the week and not wear a hat, because he always wears a hat. And everybody's like, why the hell would you do that? Well, I got that from the movie Tin Cup, because I wanted him to think about that quarter instead of getting out of his own head. And I think too many times, the mind is like a filing cabinet. And when you fill it up with too much stuff, it takes away bandwidth, and you almost psych yourself out of it.
Yep. I mean, especially for me, at least, I've had, there's rounds that I can look back at and say, man, I was really in flow at that point. There was one round I shot the course record at my home course in California, and I was playing well through the day, and I get to the last 3 holes. I think 7 under going into my last 3 holes. Yeah, so I'm 7 under. And so I know the course record's at 10 under. And so I'm like, man, I'm not even thinking about anything. So I hole out for eagle on 16. And then I have 2 holes left. No, I have to birdie them. I'm just not even thinking. It just, whenever you're in that flow state, it just happens. It doesn't take much thought. And especially for me, knowing that I'm in that flow state, I'm not going to sit there and take much more thought on it. I know that my body's in that flow state. I know it's going to react how it's supposed to. And I know that, if I put way too much thought into this and I get in my own way, I can trick myself right out of the flow state. And so, yeah, it helps to be able to stay out of your own way, in a sense.
Yeah, because Jesse Itzler, who's a billionaire, he owns the Atlanta Hawks. He started Marquis Jets. He's an ultra marathon runner. And he talks about, like, the day of the race, like, I've already ran the race. Like, so it's ultimately like putting on clothes and just making it happen. So, in golf, when you watch professional guys, I've caddied for a little bit. So I caddied for a couple of professional guys at the Byron Nelson, and, they're visualizing. So how much visualizing of the course, or just like your game in general, how much does that play a part in your warm up?
Oh, it definitely does. With technology these days, it's just ridiculous how much you can do. I use this shot tracer application online, and then I'll do that together with my TrackMan, and I'll play a whole golf course, a week before a tournament, and I'll play that over and over and over again. So therefore, whenever I get to the driving range 45 minutes before my tournament round, I'm sitting there and I say, hey, number 1, I'm hitting driver 6 iron. Number 2, I'm hitting driver pitching wedge. I know exactly what's going to be happening on that course. As a golfer, I don't like anything. I don't like blindsidedness. So I like to know what's going on. So I construct my practice around what each course is going to call for. So I'll do exactly what I need to do to play that course that week. And then I'll switch it up completely the next week for the next course. So it's just, it's being able to adapt, and also just knowing how to practice for that specific course.
I love that, because ultimately that's preparation, right? And you're setting yourself up for, in a separate conversation, is that a lot of people, when they're trying to do better for themselves or in business or anything, they self-sabotage a lot because they haven't set themselves up for success. They haven't, like, here's the deal. If you want to start waking up at 5 a.m. and you want to start working out, Well, then like lay your clothes out ahead of time. Like don't be hunting for them in the drawer. And I would imagine like when you're walking to a course and you have a tournament, right? Which I know you just won one against some professionals. The clubs are clean. The balls are in the bag. The tees are ready to go. The clothes are laid out because you're allowing yourself to almost, once again, you're setting yourself up for success instead of the other way around.
Yep. I mean, I have the balls marked the night before. I know exactly what I'm wearing the next day. I'm not waking up and saying, "Oh, I feel like wearing that. I feel like wearing that." No, I already got it set out. It's creating a somewhat of a I don't know, more of a book for yourself. You're within the pages, you're within the binds. So you know exactly what you're going to be doing in the morning. You know your routine. You create this routine for yourself that you just follow. Week in and week out, it may change. Depending on where you're at. For a while, I mean, I follow a pretty strict diet, so some places will be able to make me that breakfast that I like. Some places won't. So being able to adapt in that sense is very important. But creating a routine for yourself is very, very important.
See, folks, that's the power of podcast because that's where I was going to go next. So he just led me there perfectly. Ultimately, I've lost 60 pounds in the last 2 years. And there's a lot of sacrifice. And it kind of where I want to focus for the next couple of minutes is there's a lot of sacrifice. A lot of people your age are doing what they do, cutting loose. And Lord knows I did. Not that you don't have any fun, but, you have a bigger vision for where you're trying to go. And there's a lot of sacrifices, a lot of work that goes in, a lot of time on the course, a lot of alone time. How important is it, what you eat and your health wise and working out and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but about 2 Thanksgivings ago, I weighed 240.
Okay.
And, I went on keto and I worked out 6 days a week, got up at 6 a.m. before school, and I went and did cycling classes. I did the whole thing, and I lost 70 pounds.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah, I was a big boy. So, I mean, my game has elevated since then by so much. Diet and exercise is such an important part of golf or life or anything. I mean, losing weight just makes me feel like a better person. I feel like there's so many more opportunities, not even in golf, just in life. I look better, I feel better, I get up in the morning, I like what I see in the mirror. It's just a much better image. But in golf, I mean, having that diet is so important because, if you're eating the junk food like McDonald's and, you say, hey, I'm going to go get breakfast before the round, what are you going to have? You're not going to go to McDonald's. If you go to McDonald's, you're going to eat hash browns, you're going to eat, McMuffin, whatever it is that you eat, and you're just going to feel sluggish. Having the right amount of protein, having the right amount of carbs, complex carbs, just knowing that when your body needs to have that energy, it has it. Because whenever I was 240, I was having a lot of trouble finishing tournaments. 72-hole tournaments, you're walking, you get on a hilly course. I was beat by the last day. I didn't have a chance, even if I was in contention, to even win that last day, being that big. It was very difficult to be able to really have the energy and have the stamina. So now, eating what I eat, I mean, I eat a lot of lean meats, and I try to cut as many carbs as I can. I feel a lot better on that last hole, that last day. I feel like it's the first hole of the first round. So it's huge.
So ultimately, to get back to when you weighed 240, what were the choices that you were making that got you there?
It was eating. It was just my patterns. I would snack. I wouldn't really look at the diet. I wouldn't think about what I'm eating. I would just eat, and it would just be junk food, and I wasn't working out. I was just.
You were resting. Were you resting on your talent?
Yes, 100%. I still practice and I still played a bunch of golf, but I was not where I am today. For golf, you try not to get injured. Your back is the thing that gets injured most often in golf. So me working out and creating a stronger core, stronger back muscles, I'm going to have a lot more of a chance going forward, being as I am.
What flipped the switch for you?
I just was getting tired of huffing and puffing. I was getting tired of being big. I was getting tired of people kind of looking at me and saying, "Hey, might need to, shave a few pounds." I got tired of it myself. I just, I got on the weight or on the scale, and I was like, "Wow, I didn't even know I got this big." It's just you come to that self realization. My grandfather actually said something to me 2 Thanksgivings ago. He said, "Hey, you need to stop eating at some point." And I was like, all right. And so I went home, and that Monday after Thanksgiving, I started keto, and I lost 20 pounds in my first month.
Mm-hmm.
But it took a lot of sacrifice. I went through the keto flu, and just felt awful. But being able to push through those little barriers or big barriers, whatever the barrier is for you, and being able to kind of keep it going is the key.
Yeah, it was my mom. I was like cycling like 120 miles a week, and I was at home for Christmas, and she was like, "Yeah, but you're still heavy." And I was like, "Son of a bitch." I was like, "God damn it." And that kind of like cut deep, but it like kicked me it kicked it going, And ultimately, what's interesting about losing weight is that um, there's thresholds of like weight or whatever that are like mentally that we think that that's where we're going to be. Like, I just always thought like I'm a big guy and I'm just going to be 187, but you get around people that are super healthy. They're like, dude, you can be like 168. And I'm like, 168, dude, I'm going to be like I'm going to be a machine. But like, then you start seeing it, right? But ultimately, for anybody that's out there, like, what would you be your advice to 240 trip? Like, what would you tell them?
Say, hey, let's get on a diet. Let's exercise. I wish I would have never. I mean, I'm glad and not happy at the same time that I got to that weight. I learned a lot about my perseverance and what it took to get back to where I am now by getting that big. But I just say, hey, let's just help ourselves out. It's only going to help you, and it's definitely helped me in so many different ways.
And what's interesting is that, like, I think I don't have to like spout out the numbers like anybody that knows anything about sports to know how many golfers don't make it. But ultimately, if you're gonna surround yourself with Brooks Koepka, like dude who's a shit brick house, he's fucking working out 7 days a week. The path of even belonging there, right? As my mentor would say, you have to earn the right, like earning the right of like understanding that you're investing in yourself and the sacrifices needed to get there, is not, it's not easy. But ultimately, what I tell my coaching clients is when you get the feeling that you're looking for, meaning the feeling of losing weight and feeling great, that's what you hold on to, and you just keep on pushing forward through that.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not fun not eating pizza and snacks and all that, but once you look in the mirror and you feel like, hey man, I'm where I want to be, you just get that sense of almost just comfort. You're just so excited to be there. You're cool and confident walking down the street instead of buying a shirt that's one extra size just because you don't want to look fat. You can finally wear that medium after being an XL. And so it's not fun to have to lose weight, but it's fun to get to that end point. And honestly, towards the second third of it for me, I actually started having fun. The first 2 months was just difficult. Getting in the gym, puffing and puffing, getting tired all day, just from working out. It was tough, but you get into a routine and you start to love it. You love waking up that early. You love jumping jump ropes. You love getting on the bike. It just turns into a lifestyle for you.
No, and I'll use it in my context from an alcoholic's point of view. And this is what everybody worries about. You're worried that feeling, right, you're never gonna get away from it. Like, you're never gonna get away from, I don't want to wake up early. But I promise you, everybody, if you stick with it, on the other side of that feeling will eventually flip. And when it flips, it's like, oh, I'm like Donkey Kong, dude. You're like raring to get up. Like, so I don't know if you know what 75 hard is. Do you know what that is or not?
I've been following you. Yep.
So I decided, I haven't told many people, but I decided I'm going to do it 365 days in a row.
Wow.
Because I thought to myself, like, what if, like, how much farther along would I be? Right. And so ultimately, what I fell in love with is that in society, I think we've entered in a world of decision fatigue. I think you go to Starbucks and they've got 6 milks for you to decide. And the brain can only, like I've made enough decisions today. I'm done. Like, but with 75 hard, there's no option, right? Like this is what I do every day. And so it sets me up on this like rocket ship in the morning. And and what I'm trying to say is I'm different. It's not for everybody. But what I'm saying to you is if you cultivate a lifestyle of I'm going to do a 20-minute walk a day, like that's it, a 20-minute walk a day. I guarantee you're going to feel better. And I read 10 pages of a book a day. You're going to feel better, right? And so that's what people don't understand. They make it overly complicated. I'm doing 75 hard because I don't want to make any decisions anymore. It's just made for me. This is what I do when I get up. And then boom, I'm ready to start the day. Like I've already been on 5 calls today. It's like whatever. Because my day was started at 4 a.m. That's not for everybody. And so in golf, there's so much minutia. There's so many days. And something I want to dig into because it's the only thing I care about, which is mindset. Talk about the mental games that not only are you playing with your opponents out there, but you're also playing with yourself. Because I think it's really funny because a lot of people, especially on the golf course, with their reactions will let them know when you have them beat before you even actually have them beat. Is that correct?
100%. I mean, the mental game is the most important thing in golf. It's almost like having a poker face. You can be, I played in a match play tournament last year, Southern California match play. And I remember I was in the championship round and I was playing well. And you can just, like you said, you can tell when you got somebody beat. You see their facial expressions, you see how they talk to themselves. Self-talk is huge. If you, as an opponent, if I'm listening to somebody talk to themselves and they're sitting there bashing on themselves, I know I have them beat. I know then that if they're going to sit there and bring themselves down, I don't have to do anything else but play my game. Mm-hmm. So, even I've years ago, I mean, I'm still working on it, but I would get upset. I'd talk bad to myself. I'd say, hey, man, you suck. Why are you hitting that shot? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? It's learning how to love yourself even whenever you mess up. Everybody's going to mess up. I mean, the tournament that I won 2 weeks ago, the one that you were talking about, the pros, I was like 3 under through 6, and I double 7. I just hit in one of the worst shots I've hit all tournament. Nothing I could do about it, but instead of getting angry, instead of talking bad to myself, I sit there and I'm like, all right, you know what? What made me do that? What did I do? It's being a little bit less reactive and more of judging what I did. Okay, my club face was open. It went right. Got to fix that. Next hole, I'm not going to let it happen. So instead of me sitting there and saying, hey, you suck, I'm done. Oh, man, I'm going to lose now. La, 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 la. And the guys that you're playing with being like, oh, man, he's done. Got him beat. Easy. Now you sit there and you say, all right, let's get to work. I just put myself in a little bit of hole, but got to go. And so I continued to make a few more birdies, ended up shooting, I think, 4 under from there on out and won the tournament. But it's learning how to, like I said, love yourself when you mess up. Everybody's going to mess up. And so I'll be the one to say that it takes time and it takes, plenty of learning opportunities to get to that point. But I think you got to learn how to lose in golf. That's really the biggest thing is golf. You're going to lose so much more than you're going to win. I mean, I can't tell you how many tournaments I've played in that I've come, top 10, top 5, top 20, whatever it is. And I feel like, oh man, just a few more shots. If I would have done that, and that, I would have won. But you can't sit there and say, if I would have done that, and that, because you didn't. And so it's just learning how to lose and being okay with it. I mean, obviously nobody likes losing, but learning how to, kind of learn from that experience instead of just saying, hey, I lost, I suck. Gosh, man, why did I lose? Why did I do that? Why did I mess up? No, you just got to say, hey, I learned a little bit more about myself. I learned what I don't want to do next tournament. I learned what works for me. I learned what doesn't work for me. Let's go from there.
No, there's there's a foundational book it's right over my right shoulder that my coach got me to read, and it talks about your subconscious mind and the words you say to each other, what you say when you talk to yourself. I think it's one of the most important books I've ever read because so there's this guy named Chad Wright. He's an ex-Navy SEAL, hillbilly, crazy as shit, long red beard, runs like ultra, like 240 races, like 240-mile races. He was running this race where they saw how many miles they could run for like 48 hours straight. And he said he had a guy, and the guy started talking about what time they were going to get the next group of miles. And he said, when he started talking about the time, I knew it was over. He said, so all I had to do was focus on 1 mile at a time, right? And I think the greatest golfers, the greatest sports people, business people focus on what's in front of them, meaning not worried about what's here. And it's like the same way with everybody asks me, like, how do you do so much? It's like, because what's in front of me is my coaching client's problem that we're fixing. And then once I'm done with that, then we move on to whatever else is next. But when you're in that moment, the full attention of the focus needs to be right here. And whether that's you're at the gym and you're not focused on other things, you're focused on that workout, and then you're taking that time. And so it's so important, if you're going to take it to another level, whether that be PGA Tour or college or anything, that there's a lot of guys out there. There's a lot of people in life in general that are very talented, but their attitudes, and I was one of them for years, that hold them back. And so if you give into that, then you're giving them your power. And when you give them their power, you're done. You're already done.
Yep, I agree. I mean, like I said, it's a poker face. You gotta create that face for yourself. And you gotta create that image. I mean, the way I learned how to do it was watching golf on TV. I watched the guys, and they're walking down the fairway. They'll make a bogey in one of the most dire situations, where they need to make par to win the tournament, whatever it is. They walk off unfazed. They're hating themselves inside, but they're not going to let anybody see that. Once you give your opponent that, sense of, hey, I've got him beat, you did it to yourself. So it's just like not putting yourself in the hole. And so just having more respect for yourself is definitely what I focus on. I don't want people to see me upset. I don't want people to see me distraught with myself. I want people to see me as, hey, this guy's calm, cool, and collected. He just messed up, but he's looking good.
Yeah, and something I want to hit on at the end here, and your father has always impressed me. Your father's probably one of the bigger lawyers in the country. A lot of big wins. He works on a lot of big cases, and a lot of people might look at you and say, like, oh, he's had a lot of advantages, golf, blah, blah, blah. And don't get me wrong, you're playing at really nice courses. You have nice clubs, but he's not the type of person to just hand you shit. And he never has been. And I love that about him. But talk about, how important it is to have people in your life, like your mom and your dad, who 100% are behind you and support you, but also make you understand that you need to go out and work for it.
Oh yeah. I mean, my parents are probably the two best people in my life, especially from the standpoint of, confidence and just pushing me. My dad has always been the one to push me so hard. I'll talk to him on the phone yesterday. Hey, did you play golf today? Hey, did you play golf today? Hey, did you play golf today? So, I mean, he wants to know, doesn't matter if I'm going out and screwing around with a couple buddies at the golf course or if I'm going out and playing a tournament round. He wants to know, hey, how'd you play today? What did you do wrong? Oh, how can you work on that? So just having them there, I personally don't lack any confidence. I don't lack any, any drive to go out to the golf course. And so just having them as a backup is always nice. I don't want to call my parents a backup, but it's another reinforcement, another layer of reinforcement. And so my dad, I mean, whenever I was kind of teeter-tottering between golf and baseball, and he ended up, so whenever I was a kid, he let me play every sport I wanted. Didn't matter. I played basketball, football, soccer, golf, tennis, ping pong, whatever you want to play. And so I got to middle school, and I kind of was just on baseball and golf. And I got to high school. He said, hey, what do you want to do? And so I chose golf. And he said, you know what? You're not going to have to work throughout high school. You're not going to get a job. Your golf's going to be your job. You're going to go out. Promise me you're going to go out after school every single day. You're going to practice from, you get out of school at 3:00. You're out there till dark. Just do that and you don't have to work. I said, okay. Because, at my age, he was out there digging holes during the summer and after school and trying to make some money that way. But, just having them, my mom and dad, my mom's more of a nurturing one, I'd say. So she'll, sit there and talk with me if I'm having a bad day, and she'll be like, yeah, I get it. Blah, 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 blah. My dad's more of, hey, man, work through it. He's his favorite thing to say to me whenever I'm telling him, hey, I'm hitting it bad, he says, the answers are in the dirt. So I'll just it does not matter. He wants me to be out there all day, every day, and I love it. So, they, even after a bad tournament, they're like, hey, you going to quit or are you going to keep going? Mm-hmm. I'm like, the answer to that. Don't even ask that. They're like, hey, we ask you just to make sure. I'm like, you don't have to make sure. They're like, good. And so they're just there to push me, and they want me to succeed just as bad as I want myself to succeed. So, they're excited whenever I accomplish anything, and they get down whenever I do bad. And, it's keeping my circle very tight. We are the three people in my circle, I think, that really work on the golf game and really, really take time to focus on that part of my life. My dad over the years has sat there and watched me hit ball after ball after ball after ball. Just, he was my coach growing up, and he was the guy that I go to whenever I had any problems. And even to this day, he knows my tendencies. And so I'll give him a call and say, hey, dude, it's not working right now. He'd be like, okay, what's up? And so, we have a really good relationship. And so having him and my mom there to help me along this journey has been great.
Yeah. And ultimately what's interesting is what I've noticed is if you're well balanced in the push of who you are and your mindset's in the right place, look, we all know that your dream is to go play on the PGA Tour, but regardless if that's 5 years or 40 years you play, these skills, and that's why I wanted to bring you on the podcast, everything that you're saying can be relatable in life, more in business and all around. And so that's what people don't understand is the especially in this society, we seek comfort. And there's nothing, guys, I like golf, but if you've watched Jordan Spieth hit off the 12th on Augusta into the water 3 times, there's nothing. Look, everybody will rail on him, but that takes fortitude to hit another golf shot. So it's one of those sports where the mental, it's not a team. You can't hide. That's it, baby. It's you and the caddy. And I respect that mental fortitude so much. And I think it's a lesson that we can take in all walks of life to not run away from not run away from the discomfort, to lean into it. And as your dad says, the answers are in the dirt. The answers are in the work. And, everybody sees my before and after pictures and they're like, how'd you do it? And I'm like, I fucking worked. I don't know what else to tell you. We want a program with results. Yeah, the results there, I went to fucking work.
That's the part that many people don't see. Whenever you're an athlete or whenever you're trying to make a big transformation, you're not, me personally, I'm not going to be the one posting saying, hey, I'm working out today. Hey, I'm working out today. Hey, I'm in the gym. Look at me, look at me, look at me. No, you're getting your work done. You go through a lot of time by yourself. You go through a lot of, ups and downs. In the gym, you can have ups and downs. You can feel great one day and be like, oh man, I lift the shit out of this today. And one day you wake up and you're like, oh man, I just don't really feel it today. And you have to go in there. You got to get it done. But a lot of people from the outside in don't really see the work that you put in and see what's going on. It's just like that. You close yourself off, you get to work and you make changes. And, if you're making changes for other people, then you're not doing it for the right reasons. That's what my dad tells me, what are you playing golf for? You playing it for the fame and the money and TV? Or are you playing it for yourself? I'm playing it for myself. I want to win. What are you making your changes for? You're making it because you want to feel better. You want to, you want to quit drinking. You want to eat a good diet. You want to work out. You want to wake up early. You want to get shit done. You're doing it for yourself. So you got to do it for the right reasons.
Yeah, and I think ultimately there's two things I take away from that is I call it grinding in the shadows. But more importantly, there's nobody to hold my fucking hand when it was 2 a.m. and it was 40 degrees outside and I'm running 5 miles on a football field in 40-degree weather, singing Imagine Dragons at the top of my lungs because my fucking mind is so mush from business failures or whatever. And ultimately, everybody, even my coaching clients, I can't sit there. I have coaching clients in Canada. I can't sit there and hold their hand, but I can hold a mirror up to their face and I can say, is this good enough? Right. And so ultimately, if you want to go, my favorite quote in the entire world now is my new one is Jim Rohn says, if you knew where I was headed, you know why I'm up so early.
I like that.
It's like having that vision, right? If I want to create jobs and I want to give houses away and I want to do charity events, like, the aspect of that is not somebody that sits on a couch and watch Netflix, which is nothing wrong with that. But that's what I want. So I'm okay to tap into that. But all I'm asking you to do is when this hits you or you listen to this a year from now or 3 years from now, understand what you want. Like, and if you're real with yourself on that, then understand the work that's necessary to get to where you want to go. And ultimately what I'm doing is I took this from Ed Milet. Like I am in fucking hot pursuit of the next best version of myself. And so it's 1% every day to get better. And the key difference in what you said a minute ago is winners decide to do shit when they don't want to. And that's what separates winners from losers. Because there's a lot of fucking days I do not want to go out in 30-degree weather and get up out of bed that's comfortable. Like that doesn't do anything for me. But once I'm out there and the foot hits the pavement, I feel great. And sometimes you have to, what you said earlier, you have to have a little fun with it, and you have to like distance yourself from the minutia. And like the other day, I didn't want to listen to a fucking book, so I listened to music, and it was just like changing it up, and I'm sure you have to do that in your time. So if people want to find out and follow your journey and all that stuff, how do they do that?
Well, I mean, I'm at University of Houston, so you can look up University of Houston men's golf, and they can see exactly how we're doing it. And they can follow our page. They can follow me on Instagram.
Remember the name. Remember the name. That's all I'm saying, boys and girls. Trust me.
I'll be there. I'll be there. So, you heard it here first. I'll be there for sure.
Dude, I remember, you know what? A story just popped in my head. That I totally forgot. 8 years ago, I waited on Jordan Spieth's coach from UT at Perlo's in Austin. And I was a huge Jordan Spieth fan. This was like after a year of him in the PGA Tour, and he'd already won like a couple big events. And I asked him, and I said, why did you know Jordan was going to make it? And he said to me, why did Jordan go pro or something like that? And he said, because Jordan said, I was 18 or 7 or 18 or whatever he was, and I knew that I could beat professionals. And he said, what was the point of waiting? Because it wasn't about the money to me. It was about the competition. And he said, when I knew it was about the competition and him just proving himself on the highest stage, I knew that he was going to go do it. And that always stuck with me. It like stuck with me because I'm not out here to create $500 million companies because I want to like go live in, like, of course I want to live in Italy. That's happening. But what I'm saying is, but I also want to give back most of it. And so because that's my focus, I have no problem but to show up. And I know that, yeah, do you want nice things? Do you want to travel? Of course. But I know deep down inside the burning sensation of competition is really what you're after.
Yep. I mean, it's not the money. It's not the fame. It's not the trophies. It's just having the sense of mind that, hey,
you know what it is? I bet we haven't talked about this, but I guarantee you this is a thought that's crossed your mind because I was at your house when I was thinking about this. Just popped in my head for you to be on the fucking course, because I know you've spent a million afternoons on a Sunday with your dad in his recliner and a drink in his hand. Him watching the TV is for him to watch you.
Yep. I want him to be able to sit there and watch me on TV and text me or call me after the round and say, hey, great job, dude. Like you saw every shot of it.
Yep. I remember. I've been there on Sundays with him, and I know that's a thought that's popped in your head. Well, dude, thank you so much for this. I think the audience got a huge, so much value out of this, and I just want to thank you so much, my man.
Thank you for having me. That was a lot of fun.
All right, guys. If y'all got value from this, make sure you send it to all your friends, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to Construct Your Life with Austin Linney. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to rate, review, subscribe, and pay it forward by sharing with a friend. Most importantly, take this opportunity to start constructing your life by taking immediate action on what you learned. For show notes, resources, and more information on one-on-one coaching with Austin, visit constructyourlifepodcast.com.